Hi everyone, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. My name's Shelby and this is Late Bloomer Diaries, where I do vlogging about gardening. I am gardening in zone 6 something. It used to be zone 6A. I don't know if it's still zone 6A. The map changed at the end of last year. I still haven't figured it out if I'm in zone 6A or 6B now. But I'm gardening in Michigan, southeast Michigan, not very far from Detroit. So today, I think in my last video I was complaining about the fact that it was going to be rainy and cold this week. And it has been cold this week, except today, which has been quite warm. But the rain that we were expecting or promised or was in the forecast, I don't know. The rain has been touch and go. They were like, the forecast says, oh, expect rain all day. No, it rains at night, or it rains really early in the morning, and it is, by the time we wake up, it's done. So how's that? How's that, weatherman? I've already shown, I did get a chance to show my irises and also my chives are flowering, so that was the previous clips. Now I am potting things up because I have lots of things that I still need to, I need to pot things up. I need to get rid of things. I'm down 8 plants because I went to the office today and my boss went to the office today. So I took her 3 tomato plants, 2 cinnamon basil, and then 3 tomato plants, 2 cinnamon basil, the 1 patty pan, 1 ronde Denise, and I'm drawing a blank on the other thing that I took. So anyway, I do have other things I need to pot up. I still have quite a few things. I still got things to pot up. This tray still has quite a few of the seeds I started a few weeks ago that need something done. I just realized I never hit pause on the TV. Could you guys even hear me over Downton Abbey playing in the background? Okay, so I've got, I did pot up milkweed somewhere. I am a bad plant mom. All right. I will probably pot up some of these cosmos that are in here. I need to do something with this, with these coleuses. The nicotiana I need to do. I think because I already did pot up some of the milkweed and I put 6 of them already into their own individual tray plug cells, I think I'll just get rid of these ones. But you know, there's things I need to take care of in this thing. I have a tomato plant that I'm going to give my uncle that needs to go in something bigger. I realize that when my plants get droopy, I assume they're dehydrated, but I think they might just be droopy because they're right here in the sunny window. And then I take them out of the window and they perk up after about 15 minutes. So, all right, what have I done? Where am I going? What am I doing? All right, so I'm gonna start with this tomato plant. This is a Hughes tomato. which I have put aside for my uncle. So we might as well pot it up because I can ask him for the purple pots back when he's done. Okay, we're gonna loosen the soil real quick. I mean, I'm impressed by the stem on this thing. This thing is looking quite nice, if I'm being honest, in my opinion, as a beginner tomato grower. Am I making a mess? Yes. And I realize I handle my tomatoes. I know I'm not supposed to handle them by the stems. And for some reason I still do. That's a me problem. Okay, we'll put that back in there. Now I'm gonna take some of this blue fescue grass and I'm actually gonna just put some of it into this 6L plug. Okay. I don't know how to do this. But these little guys have some nice roots on them, I won't lie. Do you see the roots? It's pretty good. I just realized I'm gonna have to vacuum quite a few things once I'm done. Oh well. I vacuum at least twice a week with this setup, if I'm being honest. When this was all set up in the office, I had to vacuum the office at least once a week too. I put so many seeds down for this fescue grass just because I thought, you know, I always figure if you put a bunch of seeds down, something, if you like, you know, you might have a pretty good result if you cast a bunch of seeds. So I cast a bunch of seeds and what do you know? It did indeed. And as for the rest of it, it's going into the compost. Okay, so I got the poppies put into a bigger, I have 2 of these black containers now. I put the poppies in. I've potted up the coleus and clearly I've slimmed down what I kept. I got the nicotian, I got 3 of each one. The fescue grass, the Genovese basil as well, in part because I have cinnamon basil And I like the cinnamon basil, and I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna keep some of the cinnamon basil. I'm gonna give some of it away. I'm gonna try and companion plant some of this with my tomatoes in the garden. But I also know that basil, people love their basil. And I'm probably gonna just try and give these away. So that's in a couple weeks. I'm gonna be potting things up into the newspaper pots and then taking them to work and giving them to people. So I don't think I showed you the carnage, but these are the seedlings that are going into the sacrificial pile, along with a giant wood chip that was in the potting mix. So for next week, this depends on the weather, and 8 of the next 10 days in the forecast are saying rain, but we know how that goes. So one of the things I'd like to do, I think this weekend, I may do a little bit of running around, and I'm gonna take, possibly if people are home, I may take my my uncle his seedlings, and I talked to one of my parents' neighbors who he has a pizza oven at home, so I was like, want basil? So you can make margarita pizza at home with your basil from me. This man, I mean, it's my parents' neighbor. He's known me since I was 9. So he said he would take some basil, so if they're home, I may do that. I don't know. The temperatures have been dropping at night, and I've actually been putting my tomatoes inside my garage overnight just to protect them from, like, I think the internet says they can't take anything under 55 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't really worry unless it's going to be less than 50 degrees Fahrenheit, in which case I put them in the garage. Anything in the 40s, anything in the 40s or lower, I'll put them in the garage. But the ones that I have outside they're still doing okay. And I also have a cinnamon basil that I put in my porch pot out front, and it's literally the only thing there. But I took a peek at it today because I remembered it was there. And it's doing fine. So I don't know, maybe the temperatures being what they are isn't like, it might not kill the basil if I take it to other people. I don't know, we'll see. The other thing that I need to do, I've got grass growing in the actual garden itself that I need to probably turn. I'll have to think about that. But the only other thing I can think of is I may be going to my grandma's this weekend because it's American Mother's Day this weekend. So I may go over to see her just because my parents are going to be out of town. And if weather permitting, I may help her clean up her garden from last year and get it ready for this year. And if that's the case, I may take some of the plants over for her. Because she's kind of really, her focus this year is really more on, gonna be on having a cutting garden than anything else. So, I mean, the woman's 84. If she's gonna grow anything, I mean, kudos to her for still even growing things at 84. So, if you've made it this far and you feel like commenting below, just tell me, what did you pot up this week, if anything. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch today. I'll see you again next time. Thanks.